Let's get something straight right from the start. The moment you start chasing a woman, you've already handed her all the power. You've put yourself in a position where she gets to decide whether you're worthy of her attention, her time, and her affection. And that, my friend, is the fastest way to lose not only her respect, but also your own. Welcome back to the channel, where we talk about what it really means to hold your ground as a man in relationships. The topic we're tackling today is simple but explosive. Why you should never chase women, and why it's smarter to let her chase you instead. This isn't about being arrogant or playing games, it's about understanding human nature, attraction, and how women respond to men who value themselves above everything else. Here's the truth most men refuse to face. Chasing a woman doesn't make her want you more, it makes her want you less. Every call you make, every double text, every desperate attempt to win her over, it chips away at your strength. Women don't respect what's easily available. They respect what's rare, what's confident, what doesn't beg for approval. And here's where things get controversial, because society has taught men the exact opposite. Movies, music, and even well-meaning friends tell you to go after her, to prove yourself, to win her heart. But in reality, every time you do that, you flip the dynamic against yourself. This video is about turning that around. I'm going to break down exactly why chasing destroys attraction and show you what to do instead so that women are the ones putting in the effort to win you. So buckle up, because this is going to challenge everything you've been told about love, dating, and women. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just finished section 5 in the course, and you won't find this information on videos on my channel. It's easy to access with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or click the link in the description to enroll now and improve your dating life. 1. Why chasing backfires? Every man who has ever chased a woman knows the feeling. You think if you just show her enough attention, if you keep calling, if you keep proving how much you like her, she'll eventually see your worth. But the brutal reality is, the opposite happens. The more you chase, the faster she runs. And it's not because she's cruel or because she doesn't like you, it's because chasing shifts the entire balance of power in her favor. And women instinctively lose attraction when they sense a man has given up his ground. Think about it. When you're running after someone, it tells them that you see yourself as behind, as lacking, as someone who has to catch up. That energy communicates neediness, and neediness is the most unattractive thing a man can show. Women don't admire desperation, they admire certainty. They admire a man who knows his value and doesn't feel the need to convince anyone of it. Here's the hidden trap. Society conditions men to believe chasing is romantic. Movies show the guy running through the rain to confess his love. Songs glorify the man who won't stop trying until she says yes. And friends tell you to shoot your shot no matter what. But in the real world, this behavior doesn't inspire attraction, it smothers it. Women crave excitement, challenge, and mystery. If she knows she can have you whenever she wants, without effort, she stops seeing you as a prize and starts seeing you as an option. Chasing backfires because it lowers your value in her eyes. Instead of being the man she wonders about, you become the man who revolves around her. And here's the part most men don't want to admit: she doesn't even respect it. In fact, many times she'll test how far you'll go, not because she's interested, but because she wants to confirm you'll keep dancing around her for attention. The harder you chase, the less she invests, until eventually she walks away with her respect for you gone. The truth is, attraction grows when a woman feels she has to work for your attention. When she knows you won't beg, when she feels she might lose you, that's when her interest spikes. A man who refuses to chase communicates confidence without saying a word. He shows he's in control of himself and his world. That's what makes her curious. That's what makes her pursue. And that's why chasing always backfires. 2. Respect over attention. Most men make the mistake of thinking a woman's attention is the ultimate prize. They chase her likes, her texts, her compliments, as if those things define their worth. But attention is cheap. Respect, on the other hand, is priceless. And it's the one thing that separates men, women desire from men, women use. Attention can be given to anyone. A woman can give attention to a coworker, a stranger at a coffee shop, or even a guy she doesn't take seriously, simply because she's bored or curious. But respect? Respect is reserved for the man she looks up to, the man she admires, the man she believes cannot be easily swayed. If you win her respect, you don't have to beg for her attention. It flows naturally because she sees you as someone she doesn't want to lose. Here's what men need to understand. Women are surrounded by attention all day long. Social media has made it so that with a single post, a woman can have dozens, even hundreds of men gassing her up, telling her how beautiful she is. So, if you think you'll stand out by adding more attention to that pile, you're mistaken. What cuts through the noise is not more validation. It's the quiet strength of a man who isn't desperate to give it. Respect is built by your actions, not your words. It's built when you say no instead of bending over backwards just to please her. It's built when you set boundaries and stick to them even if it risks upsetting her. It's built when you show that your life has direction and that her role in it must be earned, not handed out. When she sees that you don't need her approval to feel complete, she starts respecting you, and that respect translates directly into attraction. Men who prioritize attention over respect end up playing the clown in her story. They become entertainment, not partners. They're the ones she texts when she's bored, but ignores when she's serious. But the man who commands respect is different. He's not chasing. He's not waiting for her validation. He stands firm, focused on his purpose, and that presence makes her lean in, wondering what it takes to win him over. The moment you switch your mindset from craving her attention to demanding her respect, everything changes. You stop worrying about whether she responds quickly, whether she notices you, or whether she gives you crumbs of validation. Instead, you focus on being the kind of man whose presence naturally demands admiration. And once a woman respects you, her attention follows without you ever needing to chase it. 3. The power of silence. Silence is one of the most underestimated tools a man can use in relationships. Most men think they have to keep talking, keep explaining, keep convincing a woman of their value. They believe if they go silent, she'll forget about them, or worse, lose interest. But the opposite is true. When you master silence, you create space for curiosity, desire, and respect to grow. Think about the last time you stopped texting a woman first. At first, she may have seemed fine, but then you noticed her reaching out, asking where you've been, suddenly showing more interest. That's because silence flips the script. It forces her to feel the absence of your presence. And make no mistake, absence creates value. What's always available becomes invisible. But what disappears suddenly becomes noticeable. Silence also reveals the truth about where you stand with her. If you're constantly filling the gaps, you'll never know if she's genuinely invested. But when you step back, when you stop pushing the conversation, you see who's willing to meet you halfway. If she values you, she won't let the silence linger for too long. If she doesn't, she'll drift away. And while that might sting, it saves you time and dignity in the long run. More importantly, silence communicates strength without words. Women are highly intuitive. They can feel when a man is anxious, when he's waiting for her reply, when he's desperate to keep her attention. But when you're calm, patient, and willing to let silence stretch, it shows that you're in control of yourself. You're not addicted to her validation. You're not rattled by her games. That kind of self-possession is rare, and women notice it immediately. Here's the key. Silence doesn't mean ignoring her forever or playing cold-hearted games. It means knowing when not to speak, when not to react, when not to over-explain yourself. It's about resisting the urge to chase, to fix, to beg for clarity. A man who knows the power of silence lets a woman's actions do the talking. If she's interested, she'll show it. If she's not, you don't waste your time trying to force it. Men who can't handle silence are men who get manipulated. They get pulled into arguments, guilt trips, and emotional roller coasters because they feel the need to respond to everything. But the man who embraces silence, he becomes unpredictable. He makes her wonder what he's thinking, what he's doing, and whether she still has his attention. That uncertainty pulls her in more than any long paragraph ever could. In the end, silence is not weakness, it's power. It protects your dignity, it reveals her intentions, and it draws her toward you without you having to lift a finger. When you stop filling every empty space with words and start letting silence work for you, you'll realize just how magnetic it makes you. 4. Scarcity creates value. Let's take a real-life example. Imagine a man named David. David is in a relationship with a woman he deeply cares about, but he makes the mistake most men do. He's always available. He answers every call instantly, clears his schedule whenever she asks, and drops his priorities to be at her side. At first, she appreciates the effort, but over time, something shifts. She stops treating his presence as special because it's no longer scarce. It's expected. This is the hidden truth about relationships. What is always available starts to lose its value. Just like money becomes worthless when printed without limit, your time and attention lose weight when you hand them out without restraint. David thought giving her everything would make her love him more, but instead it made her complacent. She stopped putting in effort because she knew he'd always be there no matter what. Now compare that to another man. Let's call him Marcus. Marcus also cares about his woman, but he understands the principle of scarcity. He's loving, but he doesn't drop his entire life for her. He has his own goals, his own friends, his own world. Sometimes when she calls, he's genuinely busy. Sometimes he takes his time before responding, not because he doesn't care, but because he values his time. And guess what? She values him more. She respects his boundaries. She feels excitement when he gives her his attention, because it isn't guaranteed. It's earned. Scarcity is not about playing games or pretending to be busy. It's about actually having a life that doesn't revolve around her. A man who is scarce isn't acting, he's genuinely focused on building something bigger than just chasing a woman's validation. That's why his presence feels valuable. He's not cheap, he's not desperate, he's not easily accessed. He's selective, and that makes her chase. David's mistake is the same mistake countless men make. They think being ever present is a sign of love, when in reality it suffocates attraction. A woman doesn't want a man who can't breathe without her. She wants a man who chooses her while still being complete on his own. When your time is scarce, when your energy is rare, when your attention is not handed out freely, she treasures it more. Men need to understand. Women are wired to value what they earn. If she knows she has to put in effort to get your attention, she will value it 10 times more than if you're constantly available. Scarcity creates mystery, mystery creates desire, and desire keeps the relationship alive. The lesson is simple. Don't be David, be Marcus. Build a life so full that when you give her your time, she feels lucky to have it. That's how scarcity creates value, and that's how you shift from chasing her to having her chase you. 5. Confidence wins desire. If there's one thing that separates men who attract women from men who constantly get rejected, it's confidence. But confidence isn't about acting tough, raising your voice, or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about how you carry yourself, how you handle pressure, and especially how you communicate with women. And this is where most men fail. They try to impress her with words, instead of standing firm in who they are. Let's start with the wrong approach. A lot of men feel they need to convince a woman to like them. So they say things like, "I'll do anything for you," or "You're way out of my league. I'm lucky just to have your time." These lines might sound sweet in a movie, but in reality, they destroy your frame. Every time you put her on a pedestal with words like that, you place yourself beneath her. You're telling her she's the prize and you're just hoping she'll pick you, and that kills desire instantly. Another mistake is over-explaining yourself. Imagine she questions why you didn't text her back right away, and you panic saying, Sorry, I was busy, but I swear I wasn't ignoring you. I was just tied up. Don't be mad. This kind of response screams insecurity. Instead of seeing you as calm and confident, she sees you as fearful of losing her approval. That's not the energy that wins desire. It pushes her away. Now let's look at the right way. A confident man doesn't beg or over-explain. He communicates with clarity, not desperation. If she asks why you didn't reply right away, a confident response is, I was handling some things. What's up? Short, calm, and direct. No apology for having a life, no fear of losing her. That communicates value without trying too hard. Another example, instead of saying, I'll do anything to make you happy, you flip the script with something like, I enjoy being with you, but I also need to see the same effort from you. That statement is powerful because it sets a boundary. It tells her you're not a servant to her moods. You expect respect in return. That balance is what keeps her desire alive. Confidence isn't just about words, it's about presence. When you walk into a room, do you slouch and avoid eye contact? Or do you carry yourself as if you belong there? When she challenges you, do you get defensive? Or do you smile and handle it calmly? These small signals tell her whether you truly believe in yourself. And women are drawn to men who don't flinch under pressure. The bottom line is this. Stop using weak language that lowers your value and start speaking from a place of self-respect. Replace over-apologizing with calm assurance. Replace begging with boundaries. Replace insecurity with certainty. When you do that, you don't have to chase her. Your confidence will make her desire you on her own. 6. Let her prove herself. One of the biggest mistakes men make is believing that once a woman shows interest, the job is done. They immediately throw themselves into proving why they deserve her, as if she's the only one who gets to evaluate. But here's the truth. Attraction isn't one-sided. If you want a healthy dynamic, she has to prove herself to you just as much as you prove yourself to her. Think about it. When you chase a woman, you're essentially telling her that she doesn't need to earn anything. All she has to do is exist, and you'll do the rest. That's not a partnership, that's worship. And women don't truly respect men who worship them, they respect men who challenge them. A man who makes her step up, invest, and prove her value keeps her engaged on a deeper level. So how do you shift this dynamic? By raising your standards. Instead of asking, does she like me? Start asking, is she good for me? Does she add value to my life? Does she bring peace, respect, and effort to the table? That's how you put yourself back in control. You're not chasing her approval. You're evaluating if she deserves yours. Here's where it gets engaging. Women actually crave this. A woman might enjoy being chased for a short while, but long-term she desires a man who challenges her, who makes her show up fully. When she realizes you don't hand out commitment or attention cheaply, she works harder to keep your interest. She becomes more thoughtful, more affectionate, and more consistent. Not because you begged for it, but because you required it. Letting her prove herself doesn't mean being cold or dismissive. It means watching her actions more than her words. Does she only show up when it's convenient, or does she invest when things aren't perfect? Does she respect your time, or does she constantly test your boundaries? These little details reveal whether she sees you as just another option or as a man worth her best effort. A woman who truly values you will want to prove herself. She'll make the effort to reach out, to support you, to be present. She'll want to fit into your world because she respects what you've built for yourself. On the other hand, a woman who only takes, who expects you to do all the chasing, shows you she was never serious in the first place. Men, here's the bottom line. Stop being so focused on proving yourself to women and start focusing on whether they prove themselves to you. When you flip the script, you stop looking like a man begging for attention and start looking like the man she doesn't want to lose. And that's when she chases you. Because deep down, she knows your standards make her effort necessary. 7. Build your own world. The strongest position a man can ever be in with women is when his life is so full, so purposeful, and so exciting that she wants to be a part of his world. This is where most men get it wrong. They abandon their own lives to orbit around hers. They drop their goals, neglect their passions, and make her the center of everything. And at first, she might enjoy the attention, but deep down, she begins to lose respect for a man who has no world of his own. Think about it. What's more attractive? A man who's always waiting by the phone, or a man who's busy building something bigger than himself? A man who has hobbies, passions, and ambitions creates an energy that draws people in, especially women. She doesn't want to feel like she's your entire universe. She wants to step into a world you've already created and be part of something meaningful. Building your own world means having a mission. It means pursuing your career, your fitness, your creativity, your vision. It means you're not just existing, you're progressing. A man who invests in himself is magnetic because he shows he's not dependent on a woman for fulfillment. Instead, he invites her into a life that already has value. Here's what makes this powerful. Women are natural testers. If she sees that you're willing to abandon your goals for her, she might take advantage of it at first, but eventually she'll grow bored. Why? Because she doesn't want a man who makes her the only purpose of his life. She wants a man with drive. When you stand firm in your mission, you become the man she looks up to, the man she respects, and the man she is excited to support. And here's the engaging part. When you build your own world, you stop chasing. You don't have time to beg for her attention because you're too busy pursuing your own growth. Ironically, that's when she starts chasing you. She wants to be with a man who is moving forward, not a man standing still. She wants to feel like she has to earn a spot beside you because your world is worth joining. Men who fail to build their own world end up lost when a woman pulls away. But men who create a foundation of purpose are untouchable. If she stays, she enhances your world. If she leaves, your world still thrives. That's real power. So here's the lesson. Build your world first. Fill it with purpose, direction, and ambition. When you do, women won't just notice you. They'll compete for a place in the life you've created. And that's the ultimate shift, from chasing her to letting her chase the man who never needed to. At the end of the day, the lesson is clear. Chasing women will always put you at a disadvantage. When you stop running after attention and start demanding respect, everything changes. By embracing silence, creating scarcity, standing in confidence, and requiring her to prove herself, you shift the power back where it belongs, with you. And the foundation of it all is building your own world, a life so strong that she wants to be part of it. Remember, attraction grows when you lead with strength. Let her chase you, because that's where real desire lives. And remember, if you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. It's easy to enroll with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or simply click the link in the description to secure your spot. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now and start transforming your dating life today. I want to especially appreciate you for taking your time to watch till the end of this video. I hope the video helps you improve every aspect of your relationship with women. Until next time, this is Stoic Approach to Life.